Well, good morning, everybody. How are you doing today? Hope everything is going well in your area. And we are continuing our series today on the kingdom of God or the kingdom of heaven and what it is and what is our place in it. And today we are going to start asking the question, are you the king of the hill? And this is a concept that was presented to me about 2 years ago. And I just think it is the best and greatest thing ever to get us to get out of our box and our own mindset and start looking at what we're doing as believers and how much influence we have. And it's called the Seven Mountains of Influence. And I didn't come up with but I think this is amazing. And so we're just going to go through that today. And I got a little graphic for you guys to show off what we're talking about today and what the seven mountains of influence are. And so there is religion, the religious mountain, which is any faith, church, organization, the family, which is obviously anybody taking care of the home and what have you, the education mountain, which I would also put in education, would be the medical community and the scientific community in there, the media mountain, arts and entertainment, government, and business. And each one of these make up and control our culture in our country. And each individual country, depending on who is in charge of all seven of these mountains, is what makes the culture. And this is huge. This is huge because I feel the church has portrayed for generations that if you are going to do the work of God, that you have to be in the religious mountain, that you have to be a pastor, that you have to be a priest, that you have to be an evangelist, you have to be teaching in the church. And that's how we're going to change the world. And that is not even true at all. The religious mountain is only 1/7 of the entire, what makes up the culture. So if we're trying to change the culture of our country, we only are controlling 1/7 of it. That's ridiculous. We're not going to do anything. And that's what I believe has happened in the last 80, well, even longer, but I mean, generations that we have missed this. And I think it's huge because we are all called to one of these mountains. And if you are in the business mountain, you are just as much doing God's work as if you were in the religious mountain. If you're in the media mountain, you are doing God's work just as much as if you were preaching on Sunday. Like that's what I want to get across. Each one of these is so vital and important that we are the head of these, not the tail, that we need to go into these mountains and gain ground. And that's how we change the culture. We don't change the culture by screaming at the top of the religious mountain, telling all the other mountains to get right and do right. No, that's not what happens. We go into those mountains, we become a success in those mountains, and we start making our influence lead that mountain. And that is how we change the culture. That's how we change lives. That's how we bring the kingdom of God into this world, and that we rule and reign as kings and priests from atop of our mountain. Once we've attained that, we can move to other mountains, but that's the whole point. Each one of us has our own mountain to climb. And what is your mountain? That's a question. What is your mountain? Which one of these is where you're called to? Are you called to education? Are you called to science? Are you called to the media? Are you called to arts and entertainment. All of those are huge and vitally important. Are you called to government? Because some of us are called to government. We're just yelling and complaining about the government all the time. So, and some of you might not have a clue what you're called to, and that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. So also, I want to just encourage you to like and subscribe. If you have questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Love to hear from you. You guys have a blessed and amazing day, and we will see